Before moving to the code, let's dive into the logic behind it. So the given pattern can be split up into each number like 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0 and 5, and their corresponding index value will be looks like this. So the index are basically started with 0, so 0, 1 up to 9. So total count of these values are 10. So the total size of the given pattern elements is 10. So the total size is 10 elements. So the size is been found out. Now let's move on to the logic. Consider the index as I. So each I is the index and each ith element is its value. So the element for the 0 is 0, and for the first index is 1, and for the second index is 0. So up to the 9th index the value is 5. So now in order to find out the logic, so let's split it up into two things like even and odd index. Why? Because you may note it down that by taking each index as even, for the each even index the value is 0. So here for the 0th index the value is 0, and for the second index for the value is 0, then for the 4th index also 0, and same goes to the 6th as well as the 8th index. So each even index has their specific value as 0. So now let us find out only the even index so that we can able to assign for the value for the even index as 0. So in order to find that, you can use the I percentile 2, which is equal to a 0. So the percentile is used to get your reminder. I'm giving with example like 2 percentile 2. So when you are dividing with 2, your reminder will be a 0. So the index is even index. Okay, now we have found out the even index. Let's move to the odd. So the odd index has 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So in order to find your odd index, you just have to change it slightly within the percentile 2. So like I percentile 2 double equal to 1. So for the odd index your reminder will be 1. If you want to check it out, just make your own calculation. For the odd index, if I percentile 2 double equal to 1, so the index is odd. Now the value of the ith index, that is odd index, should be as what? That is the final answer that we have to find out. So consider if I am like just using I plus 1, which means here like I is means the index. So if the index is been odd, then the value of the index is 1. So 1 plus 1, which means 2. So this is not right. If 3 plus 1 is 4, so it is also not right. Here we are having 2. If 5 plus 1 it is 6, here it is 3, it is not right. Then 7 plus 1 8, it is also not right. And 9 plus 1 10, it is also not right. But one thing that is common, when you are adding 1 with each odd index, you may note on that all the values are being divided by 2. So which means all the numbers can be calculated as even. So 1 plus 1 is 2, 3 plus 1 is 4, 5 plus 1 is 6, 7 plus 1 8, 9 plus 1 10. So when you divide all those number by 2, your respective value can be found out. So what I am trying to tell is like you can write down like this, like I plus 1 by 2. So when you are writing like this, like when you apply the values to this given syntax, like I plus 1, so here consider I is 3. So 3 plus 1 it is 4. So 4 by 2 it is 2. So your value has been acquired. Now consider like another odd index, maybe like 7. So 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 divided by 2 it is 4. Now 9 plus 1 divided by 2, 10 by 2 it is 5. So totally your odd and even index and their corresponding value has been acquired. Now let's move on to the code. In this code we are writing a module with the name pattern, and within the module we are having a class and its name is as con, and inside the class we are having a variable called a, and I am using a type modifier that is rand. So rand int a, and usually to generate the required pattern there is no mention like you have to use the array or not, so I just go with the dynamic array. So rand int of a of so within the square bracket, so usually to make the dynamic array allocation. And so starting with the constraint, so the name as constraint c1. So as per we seen the logic, like, so first we found out the size, right? So that is why for the constraint, first constraint, so for the size, so constraint c1 a dot size double equal to 10. So allocating the size to the dynamic array. And here I am using for each, and in order to take each element we are actually going for each. And after that, as per the logic behind it, we are using with if constraint. So if I percent 2, whether it is even index, then I am assigning the a of I, so the value of the index should be as 0. So all the even index should have the value as 0. Otherwise means if the index is not even, all the values of the a will be, so the a of I, so all the values of the index, that is a of I should be equal to I plus 1 by 2. Then I am creating outside of the class an object, so con c underscore h. C underscore h is nothing but handle to the constraint, so which is equal to new. Then within the initial begin, I am just calling the randomize method for the class, so ch dot randomize. And afterwards, by using for each within the initial begin, we can take each element into the consideration, and we can generate our respective pattern. And that's it about the given code. And that's it, the required pattern is being generated. Thank you for watching.